Good morning, guys. Welcome to another Blu-ray hunting video. And yes, we are getting to the end of these videos in terms of me filming them on the weekend and then uploading them on the Monday. But I do have, as you guys know if you have been watching, I do have 4 videos filmed at the moment, 4 weeks worth of not date related content in terms of looking for deals in HMV and whatnot. We're going to be very much focusing on CEX stuff. But I do have 4 weeks planned. So we're going to film another week. And then we'll have 5 weeks ultimately where I can go off with the baby and obviously then come back. Hopefully anyways. And then we can see what happens. So that is the plan. And this is, as I say, getting to the end of it. But we're not doing any HMV today. We're not doing any new releases. So we're, I guess, kind of bedding you guys into what we're going to be doing soon. But also I haven't been here for ages. We're going to CEX in Bridgend, which was where we are now. We've just arrived. And then back in the day, we used to come here and then on the way back, go to Barry CEX and do 2 CEXs in one day. Of course, charity shops in each one, I'll always have a look. And as per the normal, I don't film charity shops. I'll go in them, I look in there. If there's anything worth filming, I'll film. But I'm done with actually just filming DVDs on the shelf in a charity shop every time. And just the whole same thing that we always expect, you know? So yeah, so we're going to do CEX in Bridgend, which I haven't been to for ages. Barry I have been more recently. But as I say, Bridgend is going to be where we are today. And there's going to be more things here, I think, that we potentially haven't seen. And it used to be really good for me back in the day. But the biggest thing is, of course, going to Jenkins's bakery that is here. They don't have this around where I live. So every time we come here, we get some sort of sweet treat, I guess. Whatever new type of donut they have on and all of that kind of thing. Maybe they'll have something like autumny now, like maybe like a cinnamon thing or some sort of toffee crisp cinnamon thing. You know, like all these other places are doing. So yeah. So that is the plan, to do that, to come to Bridgend, have a look around. There's also Cash at Max down there, which is like a fake CEX. I did buy some things in those stores previously. They used to sell some cheap things, but normally the prices at those Cash at Max stores are not as good as places like CEX. CEX are still better prices, but you can find some pretty good things in there. So we'll do that. We normally do that on the way back, I think. So we'll do that after. We'll go to CEX first, and then we'll nip in there on the way back. So that's the plan. 2 CEXs, 1 day, and yeah, Jenkins's bakery on the side as well. And hopefully we'll pick up some things. We'll have a look. So I've got my bag with me. I bought some things out with me because the other day in my local charity shop, I did pick up some items just by going in there. So I thought I'd kick off this video and showcase all of the things that I bought from the charity shop. Now my charity shop sells Blu-rays for 5p. So anytime there's a Blu-ray in there, I always just buy them because, well, they're 5p, and of course they are worth a lot more a lot of the time. And yeah, so I picked up, first thing I bought was a DVD though, so I spent 15p on these 3 items. And this DVD is the Lee Evans XL tour from 2005. Now, the special thing about this is because this tour is actually filmed in Cardiff, Wales. So there's a lot of like Welsh jokes in there. And I used to have this physically. I probably still do. Maybe it's in the attic. But I just thought I saw it in the shot in there for 5p, so I grabbed it. It's also in a thin case as well, so it takes up a little bit less room on the shelf, which is pretty nice. But this is from 2005, Lee Evans XL Tour Live. And there's some images on the back there. If you've never seen this one, this is my favourite Lee Evans show in terms of the jokes. And most of the time, if you've seen like a viral Lee Evans video, then it probably is this background, to be honest. It hasn't got a picture of what the background is. But it's probably this one, to be honest, in terms of if you search top Lee Evans, you know, clips or whatnot. So that's why I grabbed that one. Oh, did something just break then or fall? I thought I broke something then. No, we're all good. We're all good. Anyway, that was 5p. Couldn't leave it there for that, because I say I've been looking for that. And then I picked up 2 Blu-rays then. One being is this the 3D version? No, it's not. This is a remake though of a classic, I think. I mean, this isn't a classic, but it's a remake of the original classic. The A-Team, starring Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, and 2 other people who I don't really know. Do I know them? I'm not too sure. Patrick Wilson's in this. Bradley Cooper, Jessica Biel, Quinton Rampage Jackson, and Charlito Copley as well. The A-Team comes with 3 discs. We get a Blu-ray, a DVD, and then one of those rental copy thingies there. But that was 5p. as I say, I didn't really buy it for the film, to be honest. I tend to just buy it for the case, so 5p is great. This one then is a little bit rarer. I don't know how much this one's worth, but I also bought this for the case, but it's actually a bit shoddy. But this is a older film from 2009, I think. Steven Seagal is the keeper. 5p. Now it's got a bit of a damaged case there. It's got a crack there, and it's also got something else somewhere else over there. A bit of a thingy there. So a bit damaged in terms of this case, but 5p for the film, you know, you can't go wrong. And I'm not heard anything about this, to be honest. So Steven Seagal as the keeper, 94 minutes long, pretty quick film. Stars Steven Seagal, Lies Carstens, Aaron Shiver, Luke Rains, Stephen Duvall, Johnny Hector, Trin Christensen, and Kevin Wiggins. Yeah, not heard. Directed by Keone Waxman. Not heard of this. This is the keeper, as I say. So that's that one. So yeah, as I say, 15p. You know, I always buy the Blu-rays out of there if I ever see them, because, you know, 5p a film. So 10p for those two, 5p that, 15p. Great. So that is the start of this week's pickups, because technically they were bought this week. I bought them like literally, was it Friday? Might have been Friday or Thursday. One of them, definitely Friday or Thursday. Yeah, I had to go down to town, the post office it was. And I just thought I'd always check out the charity shop when I'm there, because, yeah. Right, so there we go. That is the start of the video. Obviously made some pickups already. There we go. We can go home now. Job done. Now, we're going to go now into BRIDGEND. Let's go to CEX, and let's go and see what we can find down in the town. Oh, well, we won't be going to Cash App Max. It's all closed. So, yeah, that's not happening. This is not good. This is not good. Oh, no. Well, after that Jenkins disappointment that is closed, let's get into CEX then in BRIDGEND. It's been a good while since I've been here. Last time was the South Wales video, so let's see what we can find. Nice selection and very, very clean, I will say, in terms of the organisation on the shelf. 4Ks first, then we've got some cheap ones here, £5 for Cars 3. We've got some Gladiator 2 there, next to some Hobbit. Up here then we've got 2 copies of Captain America, Black Adam, as well as a cheap copy here of Baywatch. This is the Dwayne Rock Johnson movie alongside Zac Efron. I actually don't have this film in my collection, but it's one of them. We've got Kraven the Hunter down there next to Oppenheimer, Revenant alongside then some Super Mario, of course. The sequel has been announced now. 13 going on 30 is there for £15. I'm sure this was 27 quid last time I came, so they've definitely reduced the price on this one. I'm sure it was quite expensive and in the 20s. We do have a quadruple box set there, American Pie numbers 1 to 4, 12 quid with a little bit of a suspicious mark on the back, but that is there, £12 for, as you can see, number 1, 2, 3 in the reunion. Or you can just get the reunion, which is the deluxe collector's edition from 88 Films that was released recently. This is just a Blu-ray version, not a 4K version, and that is on the shelf for 20 quid. Quite expensive, but yes. We do have then a 4-film pack of Godzilla and Kong, Jerry Anderson there for £10, Guardians of the Galaxy next to some Greatest Showman. We also have Gypsy, which is a £5 premium collection on the shelf, pretty nice. The Gentleman, I've never seen this film, that's there for £6, directed by Guy Ritchie. And then we have this double pack there for Ghost of Mars and Vampires for £15. Up here we have Final Destination. This is the 3D version from 2009. I think this is the 4th movie in the franchise. Never seen this, but that is there for £4 on the shelf. I've seen these Final Destination films a lot recently. The Penguin on Blu-ray with the slip box is there for £12. Really good. Still yet to see this series. It is on my stack of movies and stuff downstairs when I gotta watch stuff in the evenings, but I will get to it soon. We've got then Electric Light Orchestra. I like them as a band. They're really good, alongside some One Direction, so some musical stuff is showing here. Alongside them we've got Space Jam, of course the first one, starring Michael Jordan. This is on the shelf there for £5 on a Blu-ray. Pretty cool. We then have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is £8 for the original movie. Still yet to see this and pick it up. It is coming out on 4K soon, of course, through Arrow with their trilogy box set. Notting Hill is not something you see that often. £2. I've never seen this film, to be honest. It's like a bit of a rom-com, isn't it? Julia Roberts and Hugh Laurie there. That is it for £3. And then we have Winning there, another premium collection. So they have quite a few. This is just £4, this one. A little bit beaten up on the spine, but it is on the shelf there for £4. And then we have then The Mist from Stephen King there for £6. Next to those, then we have some Mrs. Brown Boy, some Magnificent Seven, some Muppets, a Manhunt, was it Muppets Take Manhattan, rather, not Manhunt, what am I on about? We've got Mandy there, we've also got some Mission Impossible, some Mulholland Drive, as well as then the Mysterious Cities of Gold for £12. Deep Red at the top, which we saw a couple of weeks ago in Newport. We also then have another premium here, which is Be Afraid of the Dark, or Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, sorry, £6 for this one. This one's in a bit better condition than the others, but again, nice to see some premiums in BRIDGEND and on the shelf. Claudio
Third, the Chance of Meatballs is there for £1, of course. And then we get then some Narnia, which those films I really want to rewatch, to be honest. The Chronicles of Riddick, which is, I think, is like the prequel to Riddick, I think. I'm not too sure. We have then some Clean Skin starring Sean Bean. Next is some The Crown, Captain Marvel, alongside The Conjuring 2, which I watched pretty recently. Very, very scary film, to be honest. And then we have Coco alongside then Contact, starring Matthew McConaughey.
Tell you one thing, Bridgend's like a ghost town on a Sunday. I don't think I've ever been here on a Sunday for it to be this bad, because I wouldn't have come back. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be doing this that quickly again. Yeah, anyways, get in the car now. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to make some changes going forward. I think Sundays, Blu-ray hunting they're not really doable, let's be honest. Just seems to be a lot of the stores are shut, and it's not even just like charity shops, because like I say, I'm not too bothered about charity shops because well, you know, they sometimes have good things, sometimes they don't, you know. I think I'm more thing about Jenkins being closed. I definitely haven't been here on a Sunday before, because every time I've come here I've had a Jenkins. It's kind of been a tradition. The fact that it's closed meant, well, I had to deal with Greg's. I just had a sausage roll, which is okay, but you know, you can have that anyway. And yeah, you know, as I say, Jenkins is like, it's always been open. So if they've just changed how they do things in terms of shutting on a Sunday, or not, I don't know. But either way, I don't think coming Blu-ray hunting on a Sunday is viable anymore. And maybe the weeks that I do have to go on a Sunday, you know, the best places to go will be HMV, because that's always open. And you know, if I want to do anything that's like looking for bargains, if I'm not going on a Monday, you know, I've tried to keep HMV only for when I go to new release stuff, which, yeah, not too sure. And especially with my new job, I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to go on new release day at all, to be honest, because I'm not going to be working in Cardiff anymore, and they're not going to have that flexibility. So it's yeah, it's all going to be changed, but we just got to find the new normal, I suppose, and then we'll just figure it out. And of course, you know, the whole thing with the baby on the weekends as well, like, you know, the weekend I'm going to want to spend time with my family and not go Blu-ray hunting every week. So, you know, maybe we're not calling quits on Blu-ray hunting, but like, we'll have to really assess, you know, Blu-ray hunting in general, because I'm definitely still going to do it 100%. You know, it just comes down to when I can film it, you know, and I might have to go, you know, I think CEX in Cwmbran, for instance, I think that shuts up at 5-6 o'clock, so I could go there in the evening, you know, and it's just like I could do that every single Thursday evening or something, or instead of a weekend. And I kind of come up with a new routine, and that fits in with my life with the baby, and also fits in the channel. So yeah, you know, it's going to be fine. But I think Sundays, especially if I want to get more content and try and film, like I said, I wanted to film about the bakery and charity shops, but they're all shut. And we're going to have the same thing now in Barry. So it's not going to be great in Barry, to be honest. But we'll have CEX anyway, so we can always rely on CEX. Right, 20-minute drive or so now, I think, to Barry. So let's get down there, go and see Nessa, see how she's doing. And Gavin and Stacey, and let's give them a bell and see how they are. Anyway, guys, let's get down there then. Let's go to Barry. Barry CEX, and here we go. A little bit busier in the town centre of Barry today than Bridgend. Maybe I was a bit early in Bridgend, but anyways, let's get into here. Right at the back is all the Blu-rays. They've moved them in the last couple of times, but we've got the 4K selection there on display. Very odd how they got the 4K in the middle of the Blu-rays, but yes. Here we go, though. We're going to have a look at some Blu-rays first. All the Boys, something Love Mandy Lane, Love on Mandy Lane, I don't know. The Amateur, this is a pretty new release. £6 for the Blu-ray, a very cheap price with a slipcover as well, if you're looking for that on Blu-ray. We've got some National Geographic stuff there, alongside Avatar 1. Of course, I went to see Avatar 2 this weekend. Burke and Hare is on the shelf, alongside some Blade 2 for £10 for that sequel. Next, then we have the Blood Rain there for £5. Down here, we have a fair few Disneys, actually. We've got the Basil, the Great Mouse Detective there for £5. We've got some Brother Bear for £4. And next to that, then we have some Bolt, all of which beginning with B, of course, 3 of which. So maybe we'll have some more here. We'll have a look. Creed 2 on the shelf in the 4K section. We've got XXX there, The Return of Xander Cage. This is a very cheap 4K. I still don't have this, but it's £3 on the shelf. We've got then some Captain Marvel up on here. We've got some more Kingsman there, The Golden Circle, Dunkirk, Independence Day, Next to Men to the Dragon, alongside some Conclave, as well as Clockwork Orange there for £12. Down here, then we've got some Chicken Little. This is a classic, but not a classic. I don't think it's one of the original, but yeah.
Central Intelligence is there on the shelf alongside this one there, Catch Me. I've seen that one before though. I'm sure I filmed that a couple of weeks ago. We've got then some Detective D for £1.50. This is a Cine Asia release. Down here we got some Dynamo, of course, that magician who was like really viral at the one time, wasn't he? Loads of Deadpool copies there, Dracula as well as The Devil Inside for £1.50. Up here we have some more Disney. This is Frozen, of course, that's £1. Fred Claus is on the shelf alongside The Fourth Kind there for £2. Over here then we get some Fast and Furious. We've got number 4 there, I believe, number 5, which is my personal favourite, and then we have then some Doctor Who box sets up here. This is the season 25 big box set, 45 quid for this one, as you can see. Sorry, £42. Really good condition and fantastic, very premium editions. Having a look at this, fair play. We've got the Empress and Warriors there on the shelf alongside some Expendables as well as Killer Joe for £4. Night and Day is a really good film. There's a couple of copies of that there starring Cameron Diaz, and then we have then Kick-Ass, then £1 for Kick-Ass with a really nice slipcover. Down here we got some Mission Impossible, as you can see, 4 steelbooks. This is Rogue Nation for just £5 for the Blu-ray steelbook. We also have £4 there for Ghost Protocol. Again, as I say, £4 for that one. I would pick these up, but to be honest, I want them all in 4K. I'm waiting for the big box set of some sort, I think. We got the Mission Impossible 2 the steelbook for £8, and then we've also got Mission Impossible 3 steelbook for £5. So really good if you are a Blu-ray collector and you're not too bothered with 4K, but for me, I want 4K. Passengers on the shelf, really minty slipcover there with some nice foil. We've got some Pets there for £8 from 88 Films. Next to some Peacemaker, unfortunately doesn't have the slip box. On this bit then we've also got some Puss in Boots: The Last Witch, which is a fantastic sequel to the first film. We've got Rambo: Last Blood there for £3 alongside the first Rambo movie for £2. We also then have Rambo 3 for £3, and then Rambo First Blood, I think that's for £4. So pretty cool there to have some Rambos on the shelf. We've also got then Mike Fassbender then X-Men First Class on that slipcover, which is pretty cool. Wanted for one of these comic slipcovers there, rather, for £1. I've seen that a couple of times. Got some more anime there. This has been there a while as well for £28. Up here we've got some Wonder Woman as well as some Warcraft, £1.50. White House down there, Walk Among the Tombstones, and What to Expect When You're Expecting. I mean, yeah, we are expecting. Another Disney classic here, though. This is The Wild on the shelf, £2 for this one, with a slipcover as well, which is what we like to see. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. We've also got then some Splice with a slipcover. Looks a bit like a Pokemon kind of thing when I see that. It always reminds me of like Mewtwo or something on the front. We've got Jason Statham there in Safe as well, not Safe. We've also got some Stargate, which stars Kurt Russell there for £8. Next now we've got some Stardust and some Spider-Man 2, as well as then Shocker, which is by Wes Craven, of course. Spider-Man again, and then some Serenity, as you can see there, for £4. And then up here finally we've got some Knowing there, which is a Nick Cage movie. Kung Fu Panda 1 for £2, of course, recently been released on 4K, as well as Kung Fu Panda 2 there for £2.50. More copies of Night and Day, as I said, and then Killer Elite is there for £1.50.
Okay, all done from Barry CEX and Barry in general, actually. As I say, Sunday, charity shop shut. Opposite CEX is a charity shop. I think it's St. Vincent's. PDSA was also shut. As I say, Sundays are not great. I did go in one charity shop, but I didn't film anything because I just had some DVDs. But yeah, that's pretty much the video now, I believe, in terms of you know, actually going Blu-ray hunting. But let's show you the pickups. I'm going to do it in the car this week because I just think I might as well, you know. Of course, starting with the ones that I showed you guys earlier. We got the DVD for Lee Evans, A-Team remake, and The Keeper starring Steven Seagal. 15p for those. That was a fantastic little bit of a bargain. We do have 4 pickups from Barry and 2 from BRIDGEND. So we'll start with BRIDGEND, lowest to highest as always. The first one being a classic film, to be honest, one I absolutely love. I've seen it many times. It's got a bit of a terrible animation style to it, but it's also got a lot of joy, charm and everything. And I didn't know it was actually produced by Robert Zemeckis alongside Steven Spielberg, which explains, I guess, why it feels like a classic. Monster House, £2. This is something you don't see often in a CEX. I haven't seen this for ages, and obviously with Halloween coming up, I've obviously got a baby on the way, trying to get more family oriented films in my collection. This needs to be there. Fantastic film. We've got some artwork on this disc as well in terms of the title. And yeah, it's just a bit of a classic. I've seen this many times. It's on Netflix, but obviously having it on my shelf is going to be fantastic and more beneficial to me going forward. So Monster House, if you've never seen Monster House, right, you should. It is a fantastic film. And it's basically about this house that comes alive. Here we go. If I just take that sticker off, you can kind of see the picture then. The 3 kids there, and the house is basically this thing. And yeah, it's a horror film, obviously, but in terms of like kids horror, I suppose, in terms of a Halloween animated film that's obviously, you know, age appropriate for children. So yeah, because we struggle with that, don't we? We struggle with films potentially that maybe kids can watch. Of course, you've got things like Hocus Pocus and all of that, and of course Christmas wise there's definitely way more films that kids can watch around Halloween. This definitely falls into the kids can watch this you know, film kind of category around Halloween, as I say, because as adults we're spoilt with all the horrors that we can watch, of course. So I had to grab that for £2. It was just a given. It is in one of the, it's even got the original, you know, leaflets of all of the what was on Blu-ray and stuff. I think it's a Sony, yeah, it's a Sony Pictures film. So I think this is one of the potential launch titles of Blu-ray, potentially, or definitely in the first year or two. But that's Monster House, the film from 2006. There. Good start, that is a good start. Not one that I would have had on my list because I just didn't have it wrote down. But when I saw it, definitely getting it, you know, and obviously no cover reprint. So yes. The next one then from BRIDGEND is actually quite a fitting one in terms of the film is called BRIDGEND. Yeah, starring Game of Thrones star Hannah Murray and Josh O'Connor, who is obviously God's Own County, but of course since this he's done The Crown as well. The film is called BRIDGEND, and it says on the back, BRIDGEND is a haunting mystery drama inspired by true events. Zara and her father Dave, who is Steve Waddington from The Imitation Game, moved to a small town in Bridgend County, South Wales, which has witnessed a series of suicides amongst its young inhabitants. While Dave, as the town's new police officer, investigates those deaths, Zara befriends a group of local teenagers. As her bond with her group deepens, Zara begins a dangerous love affair with Jamie, and that takes her towards the centre of the very investigation that her father is leading on, inspired on true events. So yeah, when I read that, I thought that was really interesting. Obviously, the fact that it says it's called BRIDGEND is funny. And I bought it in BRIDGEND. So yeah, £5 there, £5. Anything like Wales related, you know, really, you know, give it a go. This is not something you would see on streaming. This is why physical media is so good, because this is not something that I ever would have probably watched before. Or even thought about watching, and it has actually quite big actors. You might recognize Hannah Murray there. She is Sam's other half in Game of Thrones. You know, Sam the Maester, and you know, the Night's Watch guy, the good guy. He was the best character in Game of Thrones, Sam, and they have a child together, and obviously, you know, all of that. And yeah, she's his other half in Game of Thrones. Looks like it was made in 2017, so relatively newish film. But yeah, I've never heard of it. So that is BRIDGEND, starring Josh O'Connor and Hannah Murray there in this Welsh, you know, serious film. Also, was quite interesting, it comes with a Blu-ray alongside the DVD there. But also, I've never seen this in the Blu-ray. It also came with this, which is a, you know, if you have been affected by anything in this thing, and it basically gives you numbers to ring the Samaritans and stuff. I have never seen a leaflet inside. Obviously, when we go to the cinema and before the film, it comes up on the screen. But I've never seen a leaflet in a Blu-ray before. But yeah, as I say, got the Blu-ray and the DVD there inside. So a pretty nice package there for £5. And quite a unique film. It's going to be one of those that I'll watch it and then it'll be like, is it going to stay in the collection, yes or no? But yeah, I'll give it a go. So that was BRIDGEND, obviously quite fitting in terms of Monster House as well, alongside BRIDGEND. £7 spent. So that adds to the charity shop pickups then. Now we have the 4 that I picked up in Barry. And I was honestly thinking today's video was going to go one way in terms of going to BRIDGEND, getting those Disney pickups. Turns out Barry was the place to be, because I actually picked up 4 Disney classics. You probably know because I think I filmed all of them, but we'll go in order of price as we always do. £12 I spent in here, so not bad. All of these really are quite, you know, not really popular Disney titles as well, so some of them are quite good prices. You'd think they'd be a bit more expensive. The first one being Bolt for £1. Again, you'd think this would be a little bit more expensive. It's not like Frozen being £1 makes sense to me, because Frozen's probably been overproduced, but Bolt, yeah. But yep, here is the actual Blu-ray itself. We'll look at that first. Yeah, fantastic. All of these have really good condition in terms of these. This is a film I have seen. John Travolta and Miley Cyrus is in this film. There it is. Really like this film, and the song was really good as well, if I remember rightly, that Miley Cyrus wrote back in 2008 when she was properly into Disney, I guess, and a Disney, well, employed by them, wouldn't she, probably? So we'll take the stickers off as we go, as well as we just did the other ones, because it just makes my life easier after. But £1 for Bolt, and it's a really nice one here. We've got classic number 48 there. We've got this like nice shine. The spine has no spine slash, and it's really good. Hasn't had any decolouring either, which is pretty good. And then if I just take this last sticker off here, whoop. As I say, this was for £1. I just think this would be more expensive, but it's clearly not. So yeah, so there's Bolt, there's the title there after I've taken the sticker off down the bottom, and then the back then has Disney's 48th classic, bit of info there, and then the tech specs down there. So yeah, that is Bolt. That's the first one for £1. We then have a £2 pickup, which I was surprised to see this one as well. I've been looking for this one on Vinted. This is one of the ones that I've never seen. This is the Wild. Again, similar colour to Bolt. This is number 46, so 2 before, which means it probably would have been released. When was this released? 2007, maybe 2006. I've never seen the Wild, so this would be a first time watch for me. I'm not sure if there's any actors in there that I would know, or voice actors anyways. But yeah, so this one was £2. I'm just taking the sticker off. £2 for this one. So again, you know, not a film you see all the time. Like, we do see all the Disney princess ones and all of these ones all the time, so you'd think those would be the ones that would be £1, and not things like the Wild, which is quite an obscure, not a popular Disney classic. So yeah, similar to one I picked up a couple of weeks, you know, in my maternity videos, which you'll see. You know, it was £8, and it's not a popular Disney title, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, the Wild, then there it is, number 46, the Disney classics. It doesn't say who's in the film, but yeah, they're all pretty good condition, to be honest. Yeah, but no, that's that one, the Wild. I've never seen it, so we will give that a shot for £2. You know, obviously it's got to be added on my little endeavor here of trying to get all of these Disney classics. I'm doing quite well, which you'll see now. So there's the Wild there for £2. There's the spine again, no spine slash. Awesome. Next one then is classic number 43. This one is in the worst condition of all of them, to be honest. £4 this was. One of my favourite Disney classic films, and I've actually seen this. And I've actually, yeah, I recorded my review in the What I Watched During September video, which will be out today, actually. I got to edit that today. So yeah, yesterday for you guys. This is Brother Bear. You can see he's got a bit of damage on this one in terms of something off. £4 for that one. Not too bad. What I'm doing though, when I'm marking these off, is I'm marking them, and I'm going to kind of like put a emoji next to the ones where the slipcovers maybe ain't as great, and if I see a better one, then pick it up again, basically. So this will be one of those. Yeah, as you can see, bit of blodge in there. Just the front is bad. The spine is fantastic. I mean, well, it looks fantastic in the shop. Yeah, it's a little bit down there, but it's not, you know, the corners are great. There's no ripping. It's just a bit of the foil has come off, I suppose. I watched this film the other day though on Disney Plus the other week, and of course, as I said, it's in the review, which is in yesterday's video for you guys. So yeah, check that out. There we go. So taking that off now, you can see down the bottom, Brother Bear. It's a little bit more foils come off, and then all of that there. So yeah, as I say, not fantastic, but not terrible. Like, it's a pass. There's also a line down there and a scratch going right down. But again, on the shelf, it'll look great. Inside then, we've got Brother Bear there. There's the case. Same back, and then there's the disc there. Classic number 43 from the year 2000. This is definitely from 2006. That's that one. Then finally, then again, another one. This is one I've never seen, believe it or not. Really good condition, and also one you think would be a bit more expensive. The Basil, was it Basil, the Great Mouse Detective? I say I've never seen it. Looking at the back, I've definitely seen some of the characters there. So I can't really remember this one, to be honest. This is a film from 1987 for £5. I think I've seen this because I think I wanted to be him, the Great Mouse Detective. But I probably haven't seen this for a long time. Maybe I've seen a different version of the film, because I know maybe this is the old version, and then maybe they redid it. I'm not sure. I don't know much about this character in terms of Disney. But this one is £5, so the most expensive of them all, which I thought is quite a cheap price, really. You know, I wouldn't have batted an eyelid if this was maybe £8-9, to be honest, because, well, as I say, it's just it's got that vibe about it. So yep, if I just take the final sticker off, the bloody CEX stickers are a nightmare, and luckily they're coming off really good on these foil ones, and I bought quite a few from CEX recently, and they don't seem to leave trace behind. Maybe it's the material that the slip covers are made from, and also it's not actually peeling off any of the foil, which is a good thing, of course, because if CEX did that, then I probably wouldn't be able to buy them from there. But yeah, if we just, there we go, number 26. Basil, the Great Mouse Detective there. Nice artwork on this one as well. The spine there, the Basil, the Great Mouse Detective. And then on the back then, there is Disney Classic number 26. And then the text specs down there. Fan-dabby-dozzy. And then inside we get the same artwork on inside, same back. And then we get then a region-free Blu-ray for the Basil, the Great Mouse. This looks brand new. This literally looks brand new. There we go. So that is that one. So as I say, I thought today I was just going to be focusing mainly on Disney stuff, to be honest, but they didn't have one Disney title in BRIDGEND. And however, you know, this place absolutely came in clutch. We got number 26, number 43, number 46, and number 48. So we've done quite a bit of a cluster there together on the shelf in terms of 43, 46, and 48. So yeah, I've got to mark these off my little note now and keep hunting for more. Of course, mail videos and stuff have been coming in. I've also got something big happening with Disney, potentially. And it kind of throws all this out the window. But I still want to get these. These are like a goal of mine. To get them, so stay tuned for that. So that is the 4 pickups then from Barry. We also then had the 2 pickups then, of course, from BRIDGEND, Monster House alongside BRIDGEND. Yeah, and then of course on Thursday, Friday, whatever day it was, I went to the charity shop and I picked up 15 pence worth of charity items there. So that is this week's Blu-ray hunting video and this week's stack. Decided to film in the car because why not? I had free parking here. I was just parked on the street, so yeah, pretty good. And I also went Blu-ray hunting yesterday for my 4th maternity video, of course. So feels like I've got quite a lot of stuff this week. Obviously for you guys, you're not going to see that until, you know, in the future. And yeah, I've got now, it is basically 1 o'clock. I've got the rest of the day, nothing planned. I was going to see Smashing Machine tonight at 8 o'clock, but I might do that, I might not. I might just leave that to like Tuesday or something, because I'm not in football anymore now. And yeah, it's basically this week's really busy, so I'm just gonna have a day of editing, to be honest. I'm just gonna edit as many videos as I can, today's one, this one, and then just in order of what I need to edit, and start editing the maternity videos, because as I say, I filmed up to, at this point, I filmed up to the 24th of October, I think, something like that, and we're currently on the 5th. So video wise, I have all of those filmed. Albeit one that I need to film a bit of extra footage for, which is a sponsored ad video. So that's not too bad. But yeah, really interesting, really good, and loads happening on Movies with James, let me tell you. And if this is a great time to subscribe, so if you are new here and you like what you see, you like seeing somebody go Blu-ray hunting, looking for movies that ain't necessarily the new title, ain't necessarily like collector focused stuff, but I like good deals. I like finding the cheapest priced items. That is my little niche that I like to do. So if you're someone that likes that, there's a massive QR code on the screen there. You can take out your phone, scan your QR code there on your phone, and then you can subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 5,000 subs, which is amazing. We need to get there, so let's get it done. Thank you so much for watching, though, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and of course we'll see you next time. Goodbye, guys.